Hello and welcome to Niger Newspaper Review. And of course, as always, drama, 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 drama everywhere. The latest, I think, being Akpabio and the National Assembly, where he has said that the members of the National Assembly, a good number of them, are beneficiaries of the contract. And the Speaker of the House of Representatives has said to him, name names. Anyway, let's get right into it today. The newspaper they were starting with is Nigerian Tribune, and it has quite a number of headlines. They're very busy headlines. First of all, we look at 774,000 jobs. Reps give a condition for release of 52 billion. Senate presidency talks collapse. So they know, as of there was we had a headline where the National Assembly were going to visit the president, and of course they say the talks have collapsed. It's all of this drama and everything. Amidst all of this drama, people are transfixed on what is going on and not really focused on the decay that we have in our system, and the restructural decay, the organizational decay, everything. We're just focused on this day by day drama. It's almost like a drug, like a dose of drug. We need the adrenaline, we need the drama, we need these big stories, and after a while the fizzle out and nothing comes out of it. We have another one says Oyo Council's third term vacation begins July 30. Then Issa Funtua buried, National Assembly leadership, governors, Tinubu, IPR others, Simon. May he so rest in peace. It's really sad. So many people have died in Nigeria. They say all over the world, really. And we find that a good number of VIPs have really died in this year. And for me, the thing that comes to my mind is the fact that what are we doing about our healthcare system? I mean, the access that many had to good quality healthcare system has been denied with the lockdown and the closure of airports and international flights and all of that, and absence of international flights. And so it comes to show that, as I say, the rich also die. I mean, we all have the same problem. Where if it's a poor man, you don't have no access to go out of the country. You're faced with just the healthcare system in Nigeria, and of course, we know inevitably what happens. And for me, the saddest part, and we should be the most we should be such. How do I put it? Such it should be such a sad turn. I'm looking for a stronger word. I just can't find it right now. If we really don't learn from COVID-19 and put things in place, and most especially in terms of especially the healthcare system. Right now, we're not even talking about the structural decay in our healthcare system. There's no state of emergency on it. We're just going on and trying to just focus on the COVID-19. Beyond that, what is our healthcare system like? And these are the issues that we should be focusing on. So we are still on the Nigerian Tribune. We have Buhari submits 2021-2023 MTEF to NAS, proposes 12.658 trillion 2021 budget. And of course, they're going to borrow money as usual to be able to do this, to be able to execute this budget. I mean, it hasn't been unusual. It's part of the things we've been doing over the years. We have even been borrowing to service debts, and that's such a sad thing. The third mainland bridge closure begins on Friday. So on Friday, Lagosians are going to face another whole level of, oh my goodness, traffic wahala is going to go on over there. And I just wonder, like someone was saying, this third mainland bridge was done by the former president Ibrahim Babangida, right? And up till now, no major bridge has been constructed. You just wonder what's going on. And couldn't this closure have been done during lockdown? Wasn't there a possibility that this work could have been done? But hey, what do I know? Oil marketers exploiting Nigeria, says NLC. I think NLC too is also in the business of exploiting Nigeria, and it's time for NSA to allow some of these things happen. Some of this privatization needs to happen. Let the market be. Let government take their hands off it, and then the market forces will take care of itself. Who is regulating the price of Gary? Who? Who? That's it. Nobody. It regulates itself because the market dynamics will always make that, will always regulate that. Insecurity. Senate wants service chiefs to go. And I've said to Senate, get your act together, get some liver, get some guts, and ask the president to go. The bigger problem we have is the commander-in-chief. He's a failure, an absolute and a total failure, and it is time for Buhari to go, and the Senate should be thinking about impeaching the president. Only Buhari has power to appoint or sack service chiefs, says our presidency. They've been saying that over time. This is not the first time that the Senate is saying the service chiefs to go. This is not the first time Nigerians have been calling for the service chiefs to go. Killings have continued in Nigeria unabated. People are being killed every time. Every day you hear scores of people killed in different parts of the country, and yet the president and commander-in-chief, somebody who said he was going to lead from the front, is nowhere to be found. Sad reality, right? We go on, and then we have Ekiti PDP crisis. Fayose Ohijimi in verbal war over viral oath-taking video. I think it's a video. I haven't seen that video really. I just heard about it this morning actually. This is a video that has I think some members taking oath of allegiance to the governor. I mean, these are some of the things that the politicians do. And so that's why a lot of people, when you hear people say politics is a dirty game because of some of these things, and then when you're not ready to do all of these things, they won't want to hear. We need to have more people with integrity, character, most especially in our political space. Stop leaving this thing stop saying it's a dirty game and leaving it for people who do that. Come in there, clean it up. Let's begin to do the right thing. Most of the people, when they give their allegiance to this thing, when they swear oaths, they're going to be loyal to the person they're swearing oath to. They're not going to be loyal to the citizens. Their allegiance will be to the state or to the citizen. Of course, we have gunmen killed village head, 9 others in Kaduna, 16-year-old killed in Ibadan. Instead about the death we talked about earlier on, killings are just happening all over the country, and it's really sad. Reps give Akpabio 48 hours to reveal lawmakers who are NDDC contractors, and the APC says PDP scared of forensic audit of NDDC. I think APC still haven't gotten the memo that they've been in government for over 5 years and they are as much corrupt, if not even worse, than PDP was. And the APC still thinks they are in opposition, and sometimes they're just behaving as in their opposition and not taking responsibility for the things that are going on. But then we are waiting to see, but then this is always the drama, like I said earlier on. They put on around Nigeria, give us this adrenaline. It's almost like a fix where we are addicted to these dramas. We laugh over it, we joke. It's not going to be the gist when Nigerians mean the gist over it, and that's it. And at the end of the day, nothing seems to come out of it, and that is honestly that is really, really sad. So we go on now to The Nation, right? So The Nation, of course, it has its headlines too. Most of them we've already spoken about them. We see the one on top there, Speaker to Akpabio, lease rep contractors, the third mainland bridge. 1 year we've not talked about. CBN approves 50 billion revival pill for textile. BOI, that's Bank of Industry, to give loan at 4.5%. The issue is not always these billions that are being put out there. The issue is that where are this money going to? These monies end up in the pockets of cronies of government, family and friends. They come up with these bogus businesses. Some of them, they are not owned by anybody. They just get access. The real genuine business people are denied this loan. A good number of them are denied. Yeah, there are some who get it, know that about it, but a good number go to people who aren't genuine businesses, and at the end of the day, they take these loans, they don't pay back. It becomes a problem. Nigeria is losing more. I say even the farmers, the anchor borrowers loan for the farm, they have said that it's being hampered by COVID-19. People are not written. Most of these farms are not even existing. They are not real farms. They are just set up by the same people going through to get this money. And when the genuine businesses go, they frustrate them so much that at the end of the day, most of them end up not taking. The Nation, of course, has Edo 2020. It says where Obaseki will lose for poor performances commissioner. NRM committed to rescuing Edo from bad leadership. PDP has best candidate for election. All of these are more on page 27 of the Nation newspaper. Akeredolu offers olive branch. That's uh, that's Ondo State gubernatorial. That's the Ondo State governor and all the saga and everything going on in their primaries that has gone on. It's always, when it comes to politics, it's always all of these shenanigans. Service chiefs, 774,000 jobs. Lawmakers take on Buhari. We talked about that earlier. And of course, the sack and everything. And then the senators reps say Keyamo shouldn't recruit. I mean, this fight over the issue is not even the recruitment. The issue for me is even the job, the sustainability of the job and everything. But then the National Assembly wants to have say in everything. They have the numbers given to them, they are not happy. The constitution of the committee that to handle this, they are not happy about it. And they should focus on their oversight function and not begin to dabble in their affairs and try to run things. We have federal government projects 1.27 trillion for 2021 expenditure, and of course, but some of this the federal government is going to borrow again. Then at the bottom of it there, you see where they say Oyo opens all schools. I mean, when they say all schools, I'm assuming primary, nursery, secondary, everything. And the thing is that our children able to observe the social distancing, do the right thing, wash their hands, wear this mask, a lot of that. What have they put in place to ensure that people are not affected? And even wonder, why are they reopening at this? Because it's supposed to be during the break time. Couldn't they have waited till maybe September and just leave this term and somehow merge the terms together in September? Maybe, hopefully, there will be a vaccine for this virus, or we know more about it on how to treat it so that it doesn't become as fatal as it is right now. But then, government do what they want to do. I hope they already have looked into this and are going to be very, very responsible in terms of handling the whole situation. Then we also have 10 killed, 16 abducted in Kaduna, Niger communities. We talked about that before, and it's so sad at all the killings that are going on in the country, and it just shows that we have a commander-in-chief who is an absolute failure and is not capable of handling what is going on. So when I see this calls for we've done more than enough calls for the service chiefs to be sacked, and it is time for the president himself to be sacked, and the National Assembly has the power to do that. They have the constitutional power and right to be able to impeach the president on grounds of incompetence and on grounds of failure, and the fact that he has been unable to protect lives and properties, because the primary responsibility of any government is the protection of lives and properties of its people, and any government that fails to protect the lives and properties of its people is actually not fit to be called a government. The next thing we're going to look at, of course, is the business day. And business day here we have on the headline, how to replicate Benin City gas powered vehicle model across Nigeria. And it's really the model used in Benin City to convert thousands of taxis and private vehicles from petrol power to run on compressed natural gas offers Nigeria the best way to ramp up the plan to shift towards gas-powered vehicles. And so that's what is looking at, how to have it in all over the country. I mean, we always flaring our gas. A lot of things that we could use gas for, we really don't do it, cooking and all of that, instead of flaying them. It's a huge opportunity there that we are always wasting. And of course, they talked about Third Mainland Bridge, and that's on the page 2 of Business Day. Third Mainland Bridge, 132,406 road users to be affected. That's gonna, Lagos with its crazy traffic and everything. This is gonna worsen it. CBN's benign economic outlook for Q2 deviates from consensus expectations. And so that's also on page 30, and you could just look that up on that. From the business day, of course, we move on to the Guardian. The first big one there is loan recovery flops as anchor borrower scheme gobs 240 billion naira. And that was what I talked earlier when they talked about the 50 billion to be given for a revival of textile industry. Most of these loans aren't given to genuine people. Most of them aren't given the way they should, and they end up, just flopping, and another whole lot of money wasted when we don't get the what we should do, when we don't do the right thing. And then also the farming, agriculture has been affected by insecurity, because where there's insecurity, people aren't going to be farming. You can't be on your farm when they come and kill you, maim you, hurt you, do all sorts of things there. And so there's so many things that have really been affecting this particular sector, and it's so sad that at the end of the day, with all we're going to, the country is just at this level. Jonathan, of course, the picture there, Jonathan on the Guardian, as Jonathan visits the former president, Goodluck Ebele. Jonathan visits the president, Muhammadu Buhari, and they're like, only God knows what they're talking about, because we don't know yet. And we have up there, international flights may resume in October. Well, we'll see how it goes. Although the Minister of Aviation, Hadi Sirika, came out to say that, oh, this is a normal standard message that the fan gives out, but then they are hoping that hopefully even before October, things will be open. We saw, of course, on the headline there also is the killings of the bandit village head and 9 others in Kaduna. It's so sad, all of these killings. May their souls rest in peace. And we always need to understand that we need to do something about these killings. Yesterday's victims were once survivors. Today's victims were yesterday's survivors. And tomorrow's victims will be today's survivors. Those who have been killed before will not be killed again. The next to be killed are those of us that are alive, you and I. And the question is always, who is the next victim? And so it is in our interest to stand and make demands so that an end is put to all of these killings. We have another headline there up there. It says 12 EFCC officials suspended indefinitely. The Mago arrest and all of that. And these are some of the things that have been going on. NLC asks FG to reverse hike in petrol price. I think what the NSA should be is the government needs to take its hands off petrol. The same government that said it is no longer paying subsidy and all of that, yet you're still controlling the price. How does that work? New tweets in NDDC proof saga, of course, we hear where Akpabio has accused some lawmakers of being beneficiaries of the contracts, and then he has been asked to name names. Well, right now, so that's the Guardian. We'll move on to the last paper that we're taking on for today, and that's going to be the Punch. The biggest headline there is recovered vehicles auction to presidential villa ministries. It's unbelievable. That's Magu saying that. Says vehicles allocated to government agencies after presidential approval. Salami-led panel rejects letter by suspended EFCC chairman. Why are they rejecting that letter? Well, you need to find out more there. And just to see the story going on. I mean, this is interesting one, but the only thing is that is it gonna go the normal Nigeria way, all of this drama, and then nothing comes out of it? And then where the presidential, who is giving this directive? For me, Buhari is in charge of all the corruption going on in Nigeria. I mean, recently Garba Shehu, the spokesperson to the president, said that Buhari is in charge of the country, and I totally agree with him. He's in charge of the corruption, he's in charge of the failure, he's in charge of all of these kind of things going on in the country. And there should be transparency in all of this that is going on. Hopefully we get that, but then fingers crossed. I'm not keeping my fingers crossed. I'm just hoping, and I hope they prove me wrong. I'm waiting for this government to do something good for once, and just it's sad really. FG plans 4.28 trillion loan for proposed 12.66 trillion 2021 budget, and those are things that should worry us. With all of these loans that we are collecting, yet money we have, people are looting them dry. Billions are being spent anyhow, billions are being gotten anyhow. It's really sad, and we just need to do more than that. SGF, PTF members, ministers undergo tests. Onyema, of course, that's what will happen if they've been exposed. They will do that, and the fact that they keep moving and meeting all the time. Akpabio giving 48 hours to name lawmakers. We've had touched that in other headlines before. This is all on the Punch. National Assembly asked Buhari to stop Kiyamo from 774,000 jobs supervision. We've talked about that. 4 killed, 2 injured in car as car plunges into Ogo River. Oh, that's such a sad one. That's really such a sad one. So Third Mainland Bridge closes midnight today, says Fashola. We've seen that. Oyo to repatriate 4 indigenous in Lebanese slave camps, and we've seen quite a number of reports of Nigerians who have been turned into like slaves in all of these Asian countries, and that's really quite sad. And I'm glad the government is doing something about it. There needs to be more information, more awareness created on this issue of people being lured abroad for good jobs, seemingly greener pastures, and they just end up there being enslaved. Jonathan visit Villa, says relationship with Buhari cordial. Well, we watch and see. Hopefully, it's not about the NDDC issue or whatever, but they can meet. No doubt about it. I'm gonna end today on a very, very high and positive note, and a win, justice being gotten, a win for how do I say it? For everyone, really. A 35-year-old man gets life imprisonment for defiling Ogun 2-year-old. The rate of sexual violence in Nigeria has escalated over the years in Nigeria, and it's really sad, and people are getting away with impunity. Most times, there hadn't been even prosecution. We find that, I think, from a few years ago, it was less than 10 cases or so of prosecution that had been gotten of this sexual violence, and it's quite gladdening to see that more and more people are being prosecuted, they are being sentenced to jail, and this one is a good one. Life imprisonment for you, a 2-year-old. What? I can't, it's unbelievable. You can't even wrap your head around it. A 2-year-old, for crying out loud. And for those who are always saying, what was the person wearing? Well, this is for you. What was a two-year-old? Even some in Napi, we've seen where 2 months have been defiled by people. And so hopefully with more of these stringent measures, this prosecution and sentencing, we will see a reduction. This is a win for justice. And on that note, I will end, and hopefully we're going to see the papers tomorrow, inshallah, and review some of them. Thank you so much for listening.